The Chicago Bears just got a flurry of great news. Before I get into talking about all the different things that are happening in Chicago, just take a quick second, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to build an awesome community here of NFC North fans. Just a fun place to, talk some smack, engage in some healthy debate, and just have fun watching football in the best division in all of the NFL. So hit that subscribe button and don't miss out on being a part of this awesome community that we're building here. So I have several bits of news to talk about, and it's going to be a huge week with the combine coming out. I mean, it's a week there's going to be a lot of different trade rumors, maybe some actual trades happening, some cuts. Like, a lot of big things are going to be happening. But first thing I saw this week that I absolutely loved was that Rome Odunze and Colston Loveland are going to be working out with TJ Houshmandzadeh. If you don't remember who he was a receiver predominantly for the Bengals in the early 2000s. He said Rome hit him up, and he's going to be working with quite a few of the Bears skill guys. He said he hasn't heard from Luther Burden, but that he will be working out with Odunze and Loveland, and just said, like, these guys are already incredibly talented. He said he thinks Loveland has a chance to be the best tight end in football, and he is going to make them even better. If you don't remember TJ Houshmandzadeh, not only did he have one of the funnest names to ever say, but what I love about him in regards to working with these Bears guys is this is somebody who literally came from the bottom. Like, he went to Cerritos College. I'm not sure I'm even saying that right. It's a junior college in California. After a couple great years there, he did get one season at Oregon State before he was a 7th round pick. And then after being a 7th round pick who came from a junior college, he ended up being a receiver who put up multiple 1,000-yard seasons, 6 different 900-plus yard seasons, a 9-touchdown season, a 12-touchdown season. Just an incredible NFL career from somebody who was likely a 0-star recruit coming out of high school. Like, he earned it with his grit, his determination, and his ability to fine-tune his game and improve. And now he's going to be able to put the lessons he learned and the skills that he acquired through all his hard work into first-round 5-star talents like Colston Loveland and Rome Odunze. And when talent meets hard work, that's where you get truly exceptional players. And I think we all, after last year, okay, Colston Loveland is going to be a star. Luther Burden is going to be a star. You could just see it. But I think a lot of us were very disappointed in Rome Odunze. And to Rome's credit, I think he was very disappointed in himself. And he has been saying all the right things coming out of this most recent season. He has been his own harshest critic and has said, I truly believe I can be one of the best in the league, but until I go out there and do that, I'm not satisfied. And it's one thing to just say that at the end of a disappointing season, but he's already showing he's going to put the work in. He's going to go seek out who are some guys who've done it in the NFL, who have perfected their game. How can they help me get better? And it's just great to see Rome working hard to become the guy we all know he can be. He was a first-round pick for a reason. If he can show, build on the potential that he's shown in his limited time, this offense is going to be absolutely scary. And what makes it even scarier, of course, is Caleb Williams. There's been a couple pieces of news that have dropped about him this week that had me feeling pretty hyped. The first one, I'm sure you guys all saw this, but I just wanted to touch on it, was Max Crosby talking about Caleb. And just, for one, I think we all want Max Crosby, but just hearing somebody in the NFL tell a Bears quarterback, I don't even know if you understand how good you can be, and that's the scariest part. Just keep that mindset. Keep doing what you're doing. You know we're locked in forever. And like you just hear all these different players talking about just how high Caleb's ceiling is. And in response to that video, a former Packer even came out and said that he believes Caleb can not only be a top 5 quarterback next year, but is an MVP caliber player. So like it's one thing for, AFC players to be singing his praises, but he looked so talented that you have former Green Bay Packers being like, yeah, that dude looks like a future MVP. And I think he's good enough to get there in year 3. So other news going on right now, I like seeing that Nahshon Wright already has a meeting set up with the Bears. Hit me up in the comments right now. How are you feeling about this Nahshon Wright extension? Like it's a tricky subject because I think everybody in a vacuum is like, yes, of course, Nahshon Wright had a great season. I'd love to see him come back. Huge playmaker. But on the flip side, it's like, man, he was a practice squad guy who had one good year. And honestly, like, he made, like, I don't want to take anything away from Nahshon because he made some incredible plays, some game-changing plays. Like, the dude just has a knack for getting the football, and, like, that's what Bears football has always been about, is those takeaways, and he's great at it. But he also is somebody who gets beat. Like, he's not one of these Jaylon Johnson, Pat Surtain lockdown corners who you're afraid to throw at. Like, you gotta respect him because he will force takeaways, but he'll also give up yardage. And so if he, like, there had been some talks about him getting a big-time premier corner contract, and that's where it's like, man, I love Nahshon. I want him back, but do I want him back at a premier corner contract? I don't know. That's tough. You guys hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about it, but I do like hearing that he feels like the Bears want him. That's an important, like, even if he ends up leaving for another team, what you never want your former players to be doing is saying, like, oh, the Bears didn't even want me back. Like, that is a bad look for your organization. So to have it already coming out that, like, the Bears are interested in him, they've talked to him, they haven't talked numbers yet, but they're going to set up a meeting. Good to hear. Another thing that has come across recently that I have to address real quick is these rumors that the Bears might cut Jaylon Johnson. Absolutely preposterous. Like, I get it. He had a rough year and he's making a lot of money. He didn't play like a $24 million cornerback, and a lot of the season he was injured. But it would be ridiculous to cut him after the season. For one, you really don't save that much money. Like, it's down here. If you cut him, he would still cost the Bears $15 million against the cap. Like, it would be a significant amount of dead cap. Unless they did a post-June 1st release. And even then, it's like your savings would be after June 1st. So I don't know that you're really saving that much money. Okay, here's the official number. The cut would create $6.5 million in cap space if it was pre-June 1st. If it's post-June 1st, you don't have the $18 million in dead money. You do save $15.5 million against the cap, but you can't use that money until after June 1st when a lot of these best players are signed anyways. And he was a guy, he played so much of the season injured. I mean, he missed a good chunk of the season, but even when he got back healthy, like, he was never 100%, but he was a guy, he's not one of these guys who's like, no, I just want to I'm going to sit out until I'm 100%, me first, not team first. Like, he was like, no, if I can get out on that field, I'm going to get out on the field and I'm going to play through my injury. And he did that, and he was still decent. Like, it's not like he had a bad season. He just wasn't what we have come to expect of Jaylon Johnson. But I think after a full off season where he can be healthy, he can be in training camp, and he can come back at 100%, I think you're going to see Jaylon Johnson go right back to what he was If he does that, he's absolutely worth his contract. I think you have to give him one more year here. Like you don't bend like if you saved $24 million by cutting him right now, and you got that money to use in salary cap this year, no dead cap, then yeah, you probably do it. But the way his contract is structured, it makes zero sense. You're much better off letting him ride another year and hoping he can bounce back to what he was. Now, one player who it sounds like is probably going to get cut is Tremaine Edmunds. Hit me up in the comments. How do you feel about that? I think it's just one of those things where he's going to be making $17.5 million this year. Do I want him to be a Bear? Yes, I do. I think he's still a solid player. He can have an impact on the field, but he's not having a $17.5 million impact. You could probably sign any number of linebackers for half that who are going to produce similarly to him. So it makes complete sense to cut him. I loved having him as a Bear. He made some big plays, but he's just at this point in his career, he's not worth that money. And interesting enough, somebody suggested Devin Bush as a potential replacement. He was far better this year, and honestly, it's possible he would have a smaller cap hit than that $17.5 million. He would be an interesting one. I know some people have talked Alex Anzalone, former Lion, Ben Johnson. He obviously worked with the offense, but still would have some familiarity there. But there are a lot of good options at linebacker in this talented free agency class. And I think it would be in the Bears' best interest to save a little bit of money and probably even get better production than what Tremaine offered this year. So, Bears fans, you guys let me know what you think. Huge week coming up. I mean, there's so much talk about a Max Crosby trade, a DJ Moore for Kayvon Thibodeau trade. A lot of things could happen this week. Don't miss out on staying up to date with all the news. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to be talking about all things NFC North here, so don't miss out on that, and we'll catch you with some more news soon.